Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak. So now here on Honest J. Nowak, let me just go on ahead and announce the fact that, well, I have hit more than 100 episodes. That's a pretty good start right there, if I say so myself, but then again, I'm really not going in the best direction at this point because of the fact that some subjects are getting rather hard to find out, and there are other subjects out there that might be too easy, some of them are too hard, but I guess anything goes at this point. So right here, I'm going to talk about performance. And I'm mainly going to talk about performance in general that relies on anything in our daily lifestyle. But first, I'm going to talk about the type of performance that can level in our school grades. Now, the performance itself, academically, I guess it all depends on how well you tend to concentrate, put your mind at ease, and how well you tend to focus and study on every single school day. And I could tell for sure that I might have had a really good attention span and that I had so much knowledge going on in the back of my mind that many things could happen. But in any which case, that would develop during the time that I was still in high school, during all of that time that I had been there already, going as far as senior year, I was really able to just blaze through the entire year, both semesters, with excellent grades. Now this in turn, it just leads me to really conclude that performance during school, based on my academic standards, they have gotten much better as time passed on. But now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the type of performance that tends to range within racing. Now, of course, when it comes to racing a certain car, you want to have the best performance possible, whether it be the kind of torque it has, horsepower, the 0 to 60 ratio, and a few other things. Aerodynamics as well as weight distribution and stability. They all happen to really correspond to the type of reactions that your car would actually go upon, depending on what kind of track you're on. But, of course, being that I have played a lot of Gran Turismo, and being that I've played some other racing games, it's really come to my attention that in relation to real racing, I guess there is definitely a lot going on in terms of how you prepare a certain car for the type of performance requirements, but I guess there's really not much else I'd have left to talk about that at that point. So, in terms of vehicle performance, it pretty much depends on the car you have and the kind of tuning skills you might have when necessary and if it's necessary. And I guess one type of performance that stands out from all the others is the performance and how you do based on the outlook of the kind of life you have. Now, everyone's life is different. Most of us, though, we happen to have ourselves a lower class. And this is mostly due to being, well, even though we have high education, and many of us happen to graduate with either a diploma or even just a degree, yeah, I'll get to that one soon enough, but of course, depending on what you got academically, this does in fact allow for you to have whatever choices that are possible. Now, just having a diploma, by my standards, I still happen to have some kind of minimum wage. But, of course, if I ever went and got myself a master's degree, then maybe a whole lot would change for me. A good college, of course, would have a lot going on, but right now, considering the fact that I'm not really going to college for a while, it just really allows me to simply flourish with all the other kinds of work that I tend to have. And so the performance that I have in terms of what I've already got here, I could tell that they are going to be just fine at the moment. So I guess not everybody out there is actually ready to go to college, but at this point, after some time has passed, I might actually have myself a decision ready to be made. But in terms of my performance and my likelihood of getting to a college, based on the grades that I've had, and based on the high school I graduated from, And based on the type of financial stabilities that I was able to endure in all the time that's passed, I could tell that my chances are just way too high. And just far too likely for me to be able to get into one and pay off all tuition. But in all fairness, I guess everybody out there has their opinion on how their outlook on life itself is like. And even more important would be the fact that no matter where you go, no matter what kind of life you tend to have, if you tend to go to a college or get yourself a career, I guess anyone plays out the way they'd want to. So, I guess it's just all I got to talk about in that point, but if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.